Yeah. Let me share the screen. So basically, the prerequisite for this training is you should be from the storage domain. Okay, you should be from storage domain. So that is the only prerequisite that is required. You do not need to know Python, Ansible, Terraform, Jenkins, because those things I'll teach you. Okay. So before we start our Python classes, we'll talk about what we need to learn. I mean, what I'm going to teach you here. So in the storage automation training, initially I'll teach you Python, all the basic concepts along with OOPS concepts. Then I'll teach you how to use Python. Like first I'll teach you the REST API of NetApp, and then I'll teach you how to automate day-to-day task of NetApp using Python. Okay. Automate day-to-day tasks means how to create a volume, CFA shares, on-tab upgrades, creating export policies, changing snapshots of different volumes, all these things, all using Python. Okay, and once that is completed, then I will teach you guys Ansible. Okay, and once I teach you the Ansible modules and roles, then I will teach you how to. One second, let me mute. Then I will teach how to how to automate the day-to-day task by creating Ansible playbooks. I'll use both modules and roles for Ansible. This is I will show you for NetApp, PowerMax. In NetApp, I will show you on tap like FAS and AFF. I'll show you storage beat. I'll also show you CVO part. Okay. And then once NetApp automation with Ansible is done, then I will teach you how to automate day-to-day tasks of Hitachi, uh, PowerMax, Brocade Sandwich, and then after this thing is completed, I will start teaching you Terraform, and I'll teach you how to automate CVO and AWS FSx ONTAP Azure Native files using Terraform. Okay, and then lastly, I'll teach you Git and Jenkins. I'll create a CI/CD pipeline. I'll show you the declarative pipeline, not the script one. Declarative pipeline will show you to how to pull the how to pull the Ansible playbooks from GitHub and how to create artifacts. Okay, so these things I will teach you. It will take some time. You have to have some patience, but it will be easy only. Okay, and whatever things I teach you in Python or Ansible, that will be enough. You don't have to like you just have to just you know uh, revise the sessions. That's all, and you will get repeated sessions for 5 years. Next 5 years, so you can join again and again and again and again. Okay, so every year we'll conduct 3 batches of storage automation, 3 to 4 batches, not more than that. So if you see the syllabus, right, you can see these are the things I'll cover. Okay, NetApp, Hitachi, PowerMax, Pure, and Brocade Sandwich. Okay, I also thought about covering PowerScale. Let's see. We can also let's see if we can cover or not. We'll see. Okay. So before doing all this thing, I just wanted to ask. I guess I hope that you people, you every one of you knows NetApp, because we'll automate most of the things. It will revolve around NetApp only. Okay. Okay. So let me just start the session before. So this is a PPT. This is just to give you an overview thing. Okay. So initially what I'll teach you is I'll teach you the fundamental of Python. Okay. So I'll teach you variables, data types, operators, condition statement, loops. We use these condition statement loops also in Ansible. Okay. Because let's say you want to create 10 volumes. Okay. So you don't want to have multiple entries in your Ansible playbook, right? What you do, we just use a loop keyword in Ansible. Okay. And you loop through the some values. Okay. And then I'll show you how to how to create functions, how what is recursion. Then I'll show lambda function, which is an anonymous function where you don't have to define the function. Okay. And once fundamental is covered, then I will teach
Hello,
you
Dal.
OOPS
Sorry,
concepts.
I'm a minute late.
Yeah, hello.
Hello, Subhajit here. Sorry, a minute late. I just started, right?
Yeah, yeah, just started. Yeah, I was just giving an overview, of what I'm going to teach,
Okay.
and we'll start with, Python only. So just teaching, just showing what I'm going to teach. And related to the advanced topics, right? So I'll teach you the OOPS concepts: classes, objects, inheritance, encapsulation, superclass, child class, exception handling. Exception handling both here and here, like especially for Python. Okay. I'll teach you modules and packages, okay, because in Python we have to create some scripts and we'll be calling those scripts in other script, okay. So there are two things, okay. When you go to the Naukri and you search for the storage architect positions, you will see that mostly they require you to know scripting, Python, Ansible, and PowerShell mostly, and Terraform, okay. So when you are doing scripting, right, it is basically silos, but I'll show you the centralized thing, okay. Like I do not have the setup to show you how to integrate that with service now, but I'll show you how to do that using Git, okay. But okay, because in your environment you might want to integrate with service now, okay, because to integrate with service now, which is on JavaScript, you also need the help of your ServiceNow developer. You cannot do on your own, okay. So let me start. I'll do everything practically, okay. So first I'll teach you variables. So before that, I'll just teach you the basic thing. Whether you learn Python or Java, the print is the basic thing. And one thing you have to know about Python is it's object oriented programming. So everything that you see in Python are objects, similar to Java, okay. And in Java or C, right, most of you, if you have studied BCA or BTech, right, you probably have studied C, right. In C, whenever you want to do some programming, you always had to initialize, like you always had to mention the data type of the variable, right. But in Python we don't require, okay. It is dynamic data type, means it is capable to understand what kind of data type we are using, okay. So you don't need to mention the data type. In Java you need to mention like int, integer. This integer means a whole number, and float means it will have some pointers, okay. But here in Java you mention like int x equal to 2, float y equal to 2.5, something like that, okay. But in Python you don't record, it's a dynamic type programming, okay. So let me just go to the Visual Studio. You can, this is something I like, okay, Visual Studio, okay. You can also use Atom or IntelliJ, that is also good, okay. So this is something which I did for the previous last batch, okay. Decoder function I was showing, okay. So I will show so here we have the Python interpreter installed on my system, okay. And here I'm just using the Visual Studio Code, okay, here. So this is something which you can install. This is, you don't need to pay any money for this. So let me show you what is this. Print statement, okay, basic statement, okay. Print, and then we'll just use some code, okay, double quotes, okay, like storage automation, okay. And then I will just execute this, okay. Okay, it is taking some time because I have many file, I have multiple subfolders under which I have the file. So this is something untitled.py. So this is a py file, right? This is a Python file. You can call it as Python script, okay. So you see, it's very simple, right? We just print the thing, right? And it's a string value because we're using double quotes here. It's very easy, okay. So if you want to use Visual Studio, right, what you need to do first, you need to install the VS Studio code, VS Code here, this software, okay. You need to download the Python installer file and you have to run the installer, okay. You need to install the Python and then you can use your Visual Studio, okay. You can download from the official website, just search on Google and download. You can download from the Python website, okay, that's better, okay. You'll be able to, if you have any problem installing this, let me know, okay. And I want to check what kind of what Python I'm using here. So you can use Python hyphen version 3.12. That's fine, okay. 3.12, okay. So in, when you are doing automations, when you want to do automations for your NetApp, right, we had, prior to 9.7, right, we had Zappy, okay. Now we only using REST API. So when you used to use Zappy module, right, it was little difficult because a lot of modules are there. I'm talking about in 2014 13 I'm talking about, okay, like 13 years back, okay. So now we are using REST API. It's very simple, nowadays. So what you are doing, basically, we'll install the Python. We'll install the Python, in one of the Linux server or Windows server, wherever you want to install. Okay, and we'll just be using 440 port. We need to open the 440 port, okay, from that server to your your storage, node management IP and the cluster management IP. Okay, and then what we do is we basically use the REST API modules, okay, to communicate with your ONTAP. Okay, so I'll show that in diagram. Okay, so it will take almost 2 to 3 weeks to complete the NetApp. Then I will explain to you how the REST API works for NetApp, and then I will create each and every scripts that is required for the BU, and I'll also give you an idea what you can implement in your project. Okay, in order to get better, how to say, better visibility, uh, or maybe increment, or maybe you want to showcase something. Okay, being a senior, maybe you're having 20 years or 15 years of experience, you want to show something, you can show, right? So this is very easy actually. We're not actually developing anything, it's very easy. Doing automation is very easy. You can use the same knowledge of Ansible with your Commvault also. Okay, same thing you can use. Okay, whatever Subhadeep, as you're from backup, you can use the same knowledge for Commvault automation, which I will show you how to do that. Okay.
Yeah, okay, that would be great.
Yeah, so let me just try this. Okay, so this is our first program. Okay, print program. Okay, just you can see here. Instead of this, let's say if I, okay, let's say \n, okay, maybe just give an empty value, right, 6 or something, right? You see it will print out 6. Okay, integer value, right? It is print, but even though it's printing out 6, right, you see that it's integer value because it's not really integer. Okay, it's not really integer. Okay, it's a string only. I'll show you that. Okay, because the default data type of Python is string. Okay, it is always string. Okay, now let's say you want to, this is a programming, and but you want to say something, like you want to have some meaningful comments in a program. Okay, so then you can use hash. Okay, you can use this will be basically skipped by the program. Python will not execute this. It will be treated as comments. Okay, okay, so I hope you understand this, right? Okay, let's say you want to do multi-line commands, then you can do like this, comment. Okay, something like this you can do. Okay, you can use more and more. Okay, or you can also use this. Okay,
Yeah,
instead of using this.
quick question. So,
Yeah,
anything inside this double quotes, right, will be treated as string, right?
anything inside a double quotes, yes, 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 string, yes,
Right.
correct, it
So,
will be treated as.
if we remove the double quote, then it will try to find the data type, that which data type it is.
If we let me show you 1 second. Let's say you don't want to give 6, you don't want to give this, just want to give this. 1 second.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
let's say this is x equal to this, and you want to know the type of that. Okay, so print, you want to know type of x, right? So it's an integer, or it's a string, or it's a some other boolean value, right? So you can just give this, you will be able to see. Okay, none type.
Right.
Okay, I'm getting none type. mm, but let's say you want to div, right, this one, right, print 6. Okay, and now you want to do this, it will be integer only. Okay, you can see this is integer. So that
Mhm.
one was none. Okay, because we did not, like, we used a print function on this, but this is integer, right? And now if you use this will be a string. This is a string, you can see, right? I told you that Python is a object oriented programming. So everything in Python is an object. Object is like a, how do you say this, class is a blueprint. Like you are a promoter, you are probably building support Jpalanchi or bigger things, right? And you have a you have a some map of some building, right, like 2 bhk 3 bhk, and you want to build with that map for many bhks, many flats, right? So the map that you have, that is actually your class, and the flats that you're building, that is basically objects. Okay, so this is part of the string class. Okay, and this is part of the integer class. So I'll talk about object-oriented programming. It will take some time. Okay. So as you can see here, this is a string. Okay, and that is a integer. You can see here if I just remove the double quotes. Okay, and we'll show you
Uh,
some. Yeah.
Sorry, actually, sorry to interrupt you in middle. Actually, no,
Mm-hmm.
I am very new to this developing and the Python. Actually,
Mm-hmm.
uh, I'm not understand what do you mean by the string and what do you mean by if I'm
Okay,
wasting
okay,
the
okay, okay,
other
okay. Let me. Okay, okay, okay.
if
No, I'll
if
come to
I'm
that. Okay,
wasting the
I have
other
not.
other people's time, I'm sorry. Actually,
No problem, no problem. I will teach you from very basics. Okay, no problem. Okay,
please,
just let me teach you some basic thing first. Let's
please,
say
please.
this one, I'll, this is number one. Okay, you can understand this, right?
Right.
At this number 20. So these things are basically integer. Integer means whole value.
Okay.
Float means pointer. Suppose you are paying somebody 10 rupees to buy some bananas.
Mhm.
Okay, and earlier days, money had more value, right? So even 10 paise, 50 paise had more value, right? So
Mm.
let's say back in 1990s, you are buying chicken for 1 rupees 20 paise, so 1.2. So when you say 1.2, right, it becomes a float. It's called a float, and this is an integer. The data type means what type of this is integer type. This is a float type. Do you understand
Okay.
this?
Yeah, yeah.
And string means it's like a number, you can say. It's like some characters. String. This is a string. Okay. Name equal to, let's say, Subhadeep. Okay. So this is a string value. If I change here, right? If I do like num, right? Num. Okay. This one I'm referring to 1.2. So it should tell me that float. You can see float. And if I give the name one, it should tell me string. Okay. And let's say I want to calculate the sum of this, right? So mathematical operations, addition means adding two numbers, right? Add two or more numbers, right? So num1 plus num2. Okay, and I can just print out the sum here. These are very easy actually. Let me clear the thing here. You can see it's coming as 30. 20 plus 10 equal to 30. Okay, I hope you are able to understand what I'm saying, right? This is very easy. I'm just showing the small things.
Let's say if we add this thing integer and a float, so will it be possible like 10 plus
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
num
You can do that. Yeah, integer float. You can do that. Yeah, no problem.
and then
You can
what
do
will be
that.
the data type, final data type? It will be the sum of
Float,
that,
float,
and then
float,
it will float,
float.
right?
It will be float.
Float, right? Yeah.
It will be float. Let me
Okay.
show you. Okay, it will be float.
Yeah. Okay. Because 10
Okay,
point. Yeah.
but you cannot add integer or float with string. You
Yeah.
cannot do 10 plus Subhadeep. That's not going to happen.
So
Yes, you can do.
what it will do in case if we do that, if we try to do that, what error it will
It will
throw?
give you a type error.
Type
Okay,
error. Okay.
but you can still do 10 plus Subhadeep. Then how you can do this? You have to convert 10 as a string. String plus string is allowed. You can concatenate. This is called concatenation. You can concatenate similar type of data types. Okay, let me show you. So let's say, here I will tell it. Okay, so sum plus name. Okay, let's see you are doing sum plus name. Okay, it should give me an error. See, unsupported type. I'm getting type error. Okay, unsupported operand types, float and string. So I cannot add float and string. That's what it is saying, because the sum is basically float, right?
Right.
11.2, it's a float. So I
Right.
cannot do float and string. So that's, I'll get a type error. This is known as runtime error. In
Yeah,
order
sorry to
to
interrupt here. Like you have both two times given the print, right? One is sum plus name, one is like just type sum. So which of the print it will run actually?
No, that's what I'm telling. It's a runtime error. So once error comes, it will halt the program. It will not execute anything. And that is the reason we need to learn exception handling. Exception, I'll teach you exception handling in later point of time, okay? Because I have to go one by one. So when I implement exception handling in the code, right, I'll not get a runtime error like this. I'll get a meaningful error so that I can understand what is happening, what is wrong with my code, okay? I need to
Yeah, yeah.
catch these type error exceptions. So
So
here,
the row number 14 and row number 16, which one is like the one which we need to look into?
14, obviously 14, because 14 is the one who's had problem, not 15. You can see
So
here.
why did we give two actually prints? That's my question.
No, no, no. I'm just. It's not about why did he give. I wanted to show. You
Uh-huh.
can remove this one also. I just wanted to show this. It's
Okay.
not. It's. There is no logic behind that. That why did I can give 100 prints. I'm just showing this. I'm just showing the type of the sum. That's why I gave. Even if you give
Okay.
this right, you'll get the same error.
Uh-huh.
But if you just remove it right and just give sum, then you'll just get the type of sum which is basically float. That's it.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
It will not give you any error. So you
Hello.
cannot basically.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello, sir. Actually, the sum which you have written is equal to num1 plus num. So where is the num plus num?
This one.
Okay, okay, okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Okay. Yeah. So now the thing is, it is very, the thing is, you don't have to think, it's don't think that it's very complicated. These are the easiest thing that I'm doing. The complicated script will come in oops concept, oops decorator, generators, lambda functions. Those will be complicated. Okay, but I'll tell you this: these things are very easy because see what we are doing here. We are trying to do automate. We're not developers. It is very easy. It may seem little bit difficult to you, but I'm telling you this is easier than NetApp, manual NetApp. Okay, so let me just
So num1 plus num, it is a float right now. So we need to
yes, yes,
define that
yes.
float.
No, no, no. This is a dynamic type, right? I told you
Okay.
Python is dynamic type programming. You don't need to define the data type of a variable. So this is a variable. This is a
Okay.
variable.
Okay. Okay.
When you are when you are using a variable, you need to declare the variable. So you need to use the assignment operator equal to 10, and this is the value. If you do not define a variable, if you do not define a variable, it will do memory leak, right? Garbage value and all those things, right?
Hmm. Okay.
So suppose you don't define this variable and you try to use this variable for something else, right? So it will give you an error that variable is not defined. It will get a runtime error and your program will halt. Runtime error means when you execute the program. So when I did this, right, I'm basically running the program, okay? When I'm running the program, at that running runtime, I'm getting an error. That is called runtime error, execution error, okay? And I'll show you how to handle this kind of error through exceptions. I will take a session on exception handling, okay? It is very easy. So what is a variable? Let me show you. Let me give you one by one, okay? So variable is basically a container or storage area to hold this data, okay? So you can see num1 equal to 10. That means this num1 variable is storing the value of 10, which is an integer, okay? So here what you are using? You are using the assignment operator equal to, right? To assign this value to this variable, okay? Let's say we can do a lot of other things like training equal to, let's say learn infra, okay? Okay, we can print this. Let's say I'll do a problem, okay? Let's say I'm not doing anything, just I'm giving num1, okay? Just giving num1, okay? And then I'm giving print num1, okay? It will give you an error. It will give me an error, okay? Num1 is not defined. I told you, right? Name error. Num1 is not defined because I have not assigned any value to this variable. Num1 is a variable, there is no value, right? But if I assign some value, then you see the error is gone, right? You see error is here, error is gone, right? Okay, 0, okay? And instead of this I can just give training, okay? Enter. You see learn info, right? So this is a variable, I'm assigning a value to it, okay? So this is an integer type of variable and this is a string type of variable, okay?
Quick question
So what?
again. In case if we remove double quotes for learn infra, then also it will print the training, right? Then also, because it will take by default, it will take the string data type, right? Or no?
No, 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 it won't take it. I'll tell you
Okay.
why.
Okay.
Because it will think of it as a variable which is not defined. Even if you don't do this, it will not. You'll think of it as a variable.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Name it. Learn info is not defined. If we did give double quotes, then only we are telling that
Then
it's a
it will
string type.
only understand that it is a string. Training is
Yeah,
a
it is a
string.
string. Yeah. Otherwise, we're
Okay.
just assigning a variable to another variable, which does not make sense to Python, and nothing will happen. You can see here there is an idea thing, right?
Oh,
You
good
can click
point.
here. You can
Yeah.
see it's saying it is giving you some quick fixes,
Hmm.
right? Like undefined variable. Variable is not defined, or if you want, maybe you want to use as a, you know, you're giving a type ignore, right? You're getting this problem because it's not about type ignore. It's about what it's trying to say is that it's trying to say it's a, maybe you are trying to define a, maybe you're trying to do a comment, okay? So that's what it's trying to say, but it's not really comment, okay?
Okay. 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 So automatically these suggestions would come from here, right? In Visual Studio.
Yeah, from Visual Studio Code. Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. Okay.
That's why we use VS Code. If you're using, uh, instead of this, you can also use command prompt, okay, CMD, to do this programming, okay, to practice the Python.
Okay.
It's very easy and very
And
simple.
there is one more thing we can integrate this. There is a side tab also we can connect with the Copilot, and then it can. That is also thing, right? That is also happening. I can see. I have seen somewhere.
Yeah, it's possible. AI is doing a lot of things, and the problem now is, suppose let's say you are having 20 years, 15 years, 10 years experience, right? You need to know a lot more because of AI. Because you need to know storage, backup, cloud storage, cloud backup, automations in order to be a storage architect.
Right.
Because more experience you get, more is expected of you. Okay, you may not realize this, but that is true. Okay, you are in storage domain, right? You have to learn something which is like in horizontal, not vertical wise. Okay, so like you are a storage admin, you want to be a data engineer, right? So learning automation is much easier than being a AI engineer, AI developer. You cannot like think about that I'll become a AI developer tomorrow. It's not going to happen. You have to do a lot of math. I'm not saying it's difficult. It's undoable. Of course, it's not undoable, but you have to give more efforts. But this one, you don't need to give much efforts, at least for automations. And when I teach about this, right, when the training is completed, you'd be able to do automations of whatever product you are using. Okay, if it's not storage, also you'll be able to do. But you need to know the manual knowledge of it. And mostly you can use Ansible for that, Ansible or Terraform, okay? Because for Python, I prefer Python for NetApp because I have the classes, inbuilt classes of NetApp. If it's not there, then it becomes a little bit difficult, okay?
So we can inherit those classes in Python, like inbuilt
Yes,
libraries
yes.
or
You,
something.
you can create objects. You can create objects from those classes. So let's say you want to create volume, right? So you'll have a volume class. You just
Yeah.
need to pass some variables on the volume class. You need to create object from it. Let's say you want to create q-tree. You have a q-tree class. You want to create a cfs share. You have a cfs share class. You want to modify the acls of the cfs share. You have a cfs acl class. Everything is there. It's very easy.
Yeah. So class is defined in the module itself, or how it is like we have to define the class.
No,
That is
you
what.
don't need to
Mhm. So
see
let's say
you
there
if
is a
you
volume. Volume class is there. What exactly we mean by class? Meaning, is it or already there? There is something like functions, right? Where
mm,
which are inbuilt functions, and then we are also creating functions. So then
mm,
we call those functions, right? Like that.
mm,
So
mm.
class by volume class, what exactly we are trying
No,
to.
no, no, no.
Hmm.
There are four ways of doing the Python automation. Okay.
Mhm.
So the first way is which my friend prefer. He's a senior architect in Qualcomm company. Okay, he has worked in NetApp for 12 or 8 years. Okay, Narendra Sarkar. You can check his LinkedIn profile. Narendra Sarkar. Okay, so he is basically using that HTTPS URI. There I will show you, okay, how to get that HTTPS URI. That is a REST API endpoints, HTTPS endpoints. Using that you can do. Okay, And there's another thing is like you don't, you have to just create some functions using that path. And there is one more is there, you have the inbuilt classes. Inbuilt classes means classes are inbuilt, like here, right? The string class is there, you saw, right? String class, integer class, like those are
Okay.
inbuilt classes,
So
we are
those
not
are
creating.
inbuilt classes that are the like volume class is already inbuilt
Yeah,
in the Python module of that particular version, right?
yeah. We're
Okay.
just calling, we are just creating objects from those classes. And another thing is there, you can create your own class also. Instead of using volume class, you can create your own class
Right.
or own functions. That is also another thing. Okay, that is the the third way. And the fourth way is there is a CLI class, CLI CLI method, I would say. Okay, so using the CLI method, when you call this method, right, you can just put out any command inside the Python script and it will work. Any manual command. These are the four. These are the four ways you can do. You can automate the day-to-day task of NetApp using Python.
Okay. Which is the best command like to do this automation? Which is the best way to
It's
do
HTTPS URI, HTTPS URI, because you can do a lot of things.
sort of
Because
thing?
sometimes inbuilt classes, it's not like for each and everything. When you call the classes or when you create the objects from the inbuilt classes, right? You have to know the parameters. What are the parameters there? Mandatory parameters.
Right.
You have to play with them. Okay, so but this is very easy. The one I said, right? My friend uses, right? I use inbuilt classes in my project because I like that, but my because I have lesser things to implement. But in Qualcomm, they are actually migrating from cloud to on-premise because cloud is giving them more bill, right? My friend was telling, so they are using this HTTPS URI because they got like they said like 2,000, 3,000 volumes per week they're creating. I don't know why that much. It is there.
Sir, HTTPS means it's API only.
What are you saying?
Like HTTPS you're telling, so it is basically a REST API only, no? From
Yeah, so
HTTP.
what you do is, you do have, I will teach you this, okay? Don't worry, I'll teach you this, but you do have access to this channel, okay? Just go to bash 2 or bash 3, okay? Just go to any of these batches, okay? If you want to read ahead, you can read ahead from there, okay? Just go to this session. I'll tell you which session you need to go to, okay? Just on tab HTML session, okay? You will be able to learn this, okay? Just go there and it's a very big session, okay? Just learn, you can just watch this session. You'll be able to learn, okay? What I'm talking about. Because I cannot explain that in 1 or 2 words. It will take a class to explain. I need to show also how do I do this, okay? So let us go one by one, okay? So let's say this is your, your value is this one, right? Let's say, let me just do this hash. So training is learn info, right? And let's say you want to change this, okay? Training equal to, let's say, str or something like that, storage, okay? Control C, Control V, okay? And if you print it out, if you just execute the program, you'll get learn info and store, right? So here what you're doing, we're changing the value of the variable, right? Initially we declared as learn infra and then we declared as str, okay? So we change the variable, right? And let's say we'll give you one more example. Let's say you want to assign multiple values to multiple variables, okay? A comma B comma C equal to, let's say, 4 comma 5 comma 6, okay? And you want to print it, print A, print B, okay? Enter. You can see here, right? You were able to assign this. You can see A and B you are getting, right? 4 5, right? So Python is intelligent, Python is too much intelligent so that it can understand. They are assigning 4 to A, 5 to B and 6 to C, right? And let's say you want to assign multiple, you want to assign same value to multiple variables, okay? You can also do that, okay? Okay, enter. See, you're getting this, right? You're able to do that, okay? I hope you're able to understand this. This is very easy, okay? So you have to understand, few things. what you need to understand is that this is integer. Okay, so if I go here, this is my Visual Studio Code, right? Okay, save. Okay, so your integer means what? You'll have some integer literals, right? So these are called as literals, okay, or data types. Okay, so you have integer integer is basically 1, -11, okay, 0, 12. These are all integers. And you also have floating point variables, okay, floats. Okay, the floats will be point numbers, so 2.5, 3.4. So these are all floats. Okay, then you'll have complex literals. You already know about this complex, right? If you have studied math in HS higher secondary, then you would know complex, right? A plus b is z. Z is the complex number. So a is basically real and b is basically imaginary. Okay, so you can have these things. Okay, and string, that is string, which is easy. So I've already defined this is a string. Okay,
Complex
you
numbers like
just
a plus bj will be using here, like
no. Just I'm giving an example. No, you will not use
exactly.
complex. Yeah, you'll be using this in AI or machine learning, not here. Here
Okay.
we have no math. No math is involved. Okay.
Okay. What is this rate com get com? It is not for us, right?
No. This is I
Curious.
was showing the troubleshooting of GAD. Yeah, I recorded one troubleshooting session for the GAD. So in that
Oh,
case, I was just showing that for
okay. Okay.
Hitachi. Yeah. So that's what I was showing. So Sailesh is already having that uh, access to Hitachi, so he is able to see, I think, the GAD one. Okay, because GAD sessions, not GAD, sorry, Hitachi sessions, I always update the playlist every 6 months with new contents. Okay, Salama is having some network issue, I think. Salama, I think you are having some network issues. I think you're getting disconnected and connected again. Probably you have some network
Yes.
issues. Okay. So here I showed you a double quote, right? We can also use a single quote to create a string. Okay, instead of using double quotes, we can use a single quote. Okay, okay. I hope you are able to understand this. Okay, and except this thing, right? Like integer, floats, complex, string. You also have another one, which is called as Boolean. Okay. Yeah, please mute yourself. I'm teaching all these things. These are very basics. You'd be able to learn this. Okay, these are because we'll go into much complicated topics. These are very easy. Okay, Boolean. So Boolean is like Boolean will have two kind of things like true and false. Okay, in every programming language you'll have these Boolean values. Okay, true and false. Okay, so let me show you this in practice, and also let me show you this. Okay, so here you see the variables in Python, right? So this is basically string, this is integer type. Okay, this is float, and this is Boolean. Okay, if you just copy this, right, I can copy this thing. Okay, and when you print out, okay, see here it's coming as true, right? It's true because Boolean is true, right? Okay, so basically the thing is, let me show you now in different way. Okay, let's say x equal to 10. Okay, so if x equal to 10, print x. Okay, if x equal to 10. Okay, so basically what I'm trying to do here is I have to, yeah, there is one more thing I need to tell you. Okay, so Python is based on indentations. Indentation means if you're running, if you're writing a script, you have multiple functions, then the code inside that function should be indented like this. Normally you need to follow 4 spaces, which is as per the PPA standards. PPA standards. Okay, PPA standards is basically PPA 8, I think. I don't remember that. I think PPA, I think 8. This is like a design standard of Python. Okay, so 4 spaces you need to have. Okay, if you do not give indentation properly, you will not be able to execute the code. Your code will not execute it. Will not get executed properly. Okay, it will give you some runtime errors. Okay, now here you see x equal to 10. If x equal to 10, this is not assignment operator. Assignment is equal to. This is comparative, right? We are doing comparison. Comparison means in Hindi words you can say अगर x 10 हुआ तो x को print करो. If x is equal to 10, then only print x. Here x equal to 10, so that means this is valid, right? So this will actually translate into a boolean variable which is true. X equal to 10 means x is true, so this is true. You understand, right? This is actually translating into true, then only it is executing. If it is false, let's say it's 11, then it will not execute this, it will not do anything. Okay, and then if it's true, then it will print out 11. Okay, because this is becoming true, right? This is actually translating to boolean value of true, and when it is 10, it is translating to boolean value of false. I hope you're able to understand. Guys, are you able to understand this? Because this is what we use in
Yeah, one thing that this printed true, right? When it was x equal to 11, this printed true, and then it printed 11. So just
not printed true. It translates to true boolean value. Translates
okay, translates to Boolean
true.
value true, and
Yeah,
then
because it's true, right? It's true, right? It's not false, right? It's true.
correct. But then how come it is 11 now? Uh,
Because it translates to true means it's not assigning true to itself. It means it's true. You don't understand my point. It
okay,
means this is true. This statement is true. That's why it's getting
correct. So
executed.
it gave true, right? Again,
Yeah.
when so at what line it for output it gave true, and for what line it gave the output as 11.
No, no.
So let's say if x is equal to we x is equal to 11, if x is equal to 11, then uh, then we print x. So print x, one value is true and the other one output came as true, and because of the condition is true, but it has cleared the condition, and then it came as 11. So how come this?
Yes. But it's hard to explain.
Yeah,
Uh,
just I'm telling you
Can you
that
try
okay,
again? Can you
x
try
equal to
again with a
11.
different example?
See, if x equal to 11, that is a number x and the level. Even if
uh,
x equal to 11 also, it will print 11 only, but it is if is the condition. If x equal to 11, then only print. If x first one is the first line is there, no, x equal to 12, it never print. That is a condition. If is the condition.
no, I'm asking for the same print option, it gave true and 11 both,
Two
meaning
outputs
first
we
it
got
gave
it.
true,
Different
and then
outputs. That's not the question.
sorry Subhadeep, sorry.
No. I mean, I
okay.
got
You are
your
talking.
question.
Okay, got it. He's talking about
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Oh,
Correct.
this is, see, I'm doing Control Z. Okay, Control Z. You'll see the original code. Okay, I'm doing
Correct, correct,
Control Z,
correct,
Control Z, Control Z,
correct,
Control Z. You'll see the
correct,
code.
correct.
This was the code which printed true.
Oh, okay.
Now you understand?
Mm.
So we might need to clear every time
Yeah,
to avoid the confusion.
yeah.
Okay.
Now understand. I don't want to go to the if statement, but I just wanted to show an example because I will covering that. The conditionals. Okay.
Oh, okay. Now it's clear. Okay, now I got it.
Yeah,
Okay, that was due to that. Okay, got
yeah,
you.
yeah. Now we'll talk about spatial literals. Okay, spatial. This thing was taught by my friend. Okay, Pepe when I was working with Hitachi Vantara, right? So he was not from Hitachi Vantara. he was with me in Accenture Kolkata. He went to Amazon Ireland and then Amazon Germany. Now he's working as a machine learning engineer in music department, Amazon Music. Okay, so initially he was recruited as a Hadoop developer. In Amazon, sorry, in Accenture used to work as a Hadoop administrator. Then he was recruited by AWS, Amazon for Hadoop developer. So he was telling me, this PEP standard. Okay, then from there, if you go to the Python website, right, you'll see the PEP standards. Okay, now normally as a automation guy, we don't have to follow any standard because we're not developers. In developer, when you are working as a developer, you have to think about the complexities, time complexity, and all those, right? But here we just our code should work. Our code should do something. That's it. It could be a good code. It could be a bad code. We don't care. It should do something. That's it. Okay. So we'll talk
Hello,
about
sir.
speed. Yeah, yeah.
Sir, this when we have put in x equal to 11 and then if condition, there should be always equal two times, or we
It can
can.
be different thing. It can be, you can say if x greater than 15. It's not about this greater than 15 colon. You can have this also. Okay. It does not have to be equal. It can be greater than. It can be or. I'll show you that. Some logical operators. I'll show you or and. It can be many things.
Okay.
It does not have to be always equal. Okay. So we'll talk about a special literal. Okay. So which is a none. Sometimes suppose you have defined a function and you call the function and it's not returning you anything, so it will return you non value. Okay, which is a null variable. We basically use it to define a null variable or specify a null variable. So let's say you have a value equal to none. Okay, and you print the value. Okay, then what should you get? What should be printed? None. Okay, you're getting output as none. So here we are not assigning any value to it. Okay, so none is output variable value is nothing. It has no value assigned to it. Okay, none we are getting. Okay, are you able to understand this?
So this none is actually treated as a string, right?
If you just print out, I don't think so. Of course not, because string, you have to string, you have to have double quotes or single quotes. So
Okay.
this is a non-variable, but it's always good to print out the type of the non-variable. You're right. Let me just do that. Okay, type. You may think that it's very difficult automation, right? But it's very easy. It's very easy. If I had networking knowledge, right, I would have gone to network automations, but I don't have networking knowledge. I'm not a network administrator. You can see here at none type, right?
None type.
Can you see here? None
Okay.
type. So I'm getting none type. Because see, if you do value equal to value 1, it will give you a type error, right? Because you are trying to assign a variable to a variable, right? But when you give value equal to in double quotes or single quote value ones, that means you are assigning a string to a variable. It's a string variable. But when you are giving none, value equal to none means you are giving it's a null variable. You can see none type. Okay, class is none type. Okay. Then I'll talk
So,
about some collection literals, which is very important.
sorry to interrupt.
Yeah,
Then
yeah.
we see a couple of different color codes there. So what does it refer to?
Okay, you're talking about the collection. Okay, okay. So here you see, right? You're talking about here, right? So this is what you see. This is a variable, and when you see this is basically a class. That's what you can see. This is a class, and this is a variable. So this is
Mm-hmm.
defined class. Okay.
Okay.
I'll show you. Okay, and here you can see star star, right?
With
You
the
can see
colors
star
also
star
we
key.
can identify, right? With the colors also, if we like do like that, like the way that you are doing, we can
Yeah,
identify that okay, this is how this is treating this like let's
yeah.
say
You can
type, right?
identify. Yes, yes,
So we
yes,
can
yes. You can
identify
identify.
that okay, this is treating this as the type object or type
Yeah,
class.
as a class, as a variable. Yeah, you can identify. Yes, you can do
Sure,
that.
So
sure.
for string, it will be a different color, and for numeric, it will be different color.
Actually, I have not observed much, but let me try. Okay, so if you go value here, right? No, it's coming is this only, same.
Okay.
It will be same only. Okay, it won't change the value. I mean, it won't change the color. Okay, so I'm discussing about this thing, right? Same thing we discussed here, right? You can see here, and if you go to the, you can see here, okay, numeric sequence set. Okay, we'll talk about this. This is very important. Okay, we'll talk about some different data types. We have collection literals. So basically, we have list. These are very important. Okay, we have list, we have tuple, we have dictionary, we have set. Okay, so normally when you do Python automations, you will mostly use list and dictionaries. Sometimes you use tuple. Only when you use tuple, when you want, you know, you do not want the data to be changed, right? You want to read only data, so you'll be using tuple in that situations. Okay, but normally we'll use list and dictionary, mostly list and dictionary. And in Ansible also we'll use list and dictionary. They will call as different. The list they will call as sequence. In Ansible the data type will be called as sequence, and the DICT the Ansible will call as map. Okay, but here it's like list, tuple, dictionary, set. Okay, so you need to know all the data types. Okay, so let me show you how to define that. So let me go here. This is the one, right? Yeah. So let's say fruits. What fruits we have? Let's say banana. Let's say maybe kiwi. Okay, we have two fruits. Okay, and then we want to print out the fruit. Okay, you can see, I'm able to print out, right? And what is this type? What is the type of this? Control C, Control V, type, enter.
Probably a
It
string.
is, no, it is list.
Okay.
I'm defining a list. This is a list data type. As I
How do
said,
we
right?
differentiate it if it is a list or string? How do we differentiate it?
Fourth brackets. Fourth
Uh,
brackets.
Okay.
So this list is having two members, this one and this one, right?
Uh-huh.
We'll go into the more, more in details. Like you need to understand how to, how to refer a member of a list, how to slice a list. Suppose you have a list of 20 members, you want to only check the first 5 members, or you have 5 members, you want to add more 10 members. How to concatenate list, how to append a list, how to delete a list, how to delete only a member from the list, remove a member from the list. So all these things I'll teach you, and all these things I'll teach you using methods. Okay,
Okay.
methods are what? It's functions only. Functions, methods are basically functions which is defined inside a class. So okay, so I will teach you all these things. Don't worry about it. It is very easy. Okay, you don't just you just need to know Python, Ansible, and Terraform, and you are good. Okay. If you go to the Naukri portals, you'll see only these things. Okay. You also can use PowerShell, but PowerShell I don't like. Okay, it's better to use this. So this is list. Okay. Now I'll show you tuple. Okay, for tuple, how do you define this? You use first bracket. Okay, use first bracket. Okay, and then print. I want to show you, instead of showing that what numbers is, I will show you the type of the numbers. It will show as tuple. Okay, you can see it is showing this tuple. Okay, and then I will show you the dictionary type. Okay, DICT 1 2. For dictionary type, you have to use this curly braces. Okay, so let's say A colon apple. Okay, spelling is okay, no problem. B colon banana. Okay, just giving two things. Okay, now if I want to just, I'll just show you the type. Okay, I'll just explain the more things about this. Okay, you just do this, it will show us dictionary. Okay, now in dictionary this is a key and this is a value, this is a key value pair, key value. If you want to know, if you want to refer to the apple, right, then what you have to do, you have to use its key. Okay, DICT 1 2, and you have to use a fourth bracket and use the key which is a basically. Okay, I can print out this. Okay, so it will print out apple. So we're calling the dictionary name and then fourth bracket the key number, the key name. Okay, then it is printing the value key, it is printing the value. But when I want to, let's say, refer this, the first one, right, the banana, right, then what I need to do, I can do this, I can use fourth bracket or first bracket, I think fourth bracket only. Okay, so the first value is always at the zeroth index. So there is a indexing in list. Okay, so this is zeroth index, this is first index. So if I give 0, okay, you can getting banana. If I'm giving 1, then I should get kiwi, right? Kiwi. Okay, but let's say I want to give kiwi but not 0 1. So when you are giving, doing from that in this order, right, this order, like kiwi, banana, you can give -1 also. So this is -1 and this will become -2. You can see -1 kiwi. Okay, and -2 means banana.
You didn't get
Okay,
that.
yeah,
Sir,
what?
Mine,
hello.
Yes.
one,
Sir,
two.
instead
No,
in list,
-2 means.
Yeah.
Yeah, go
So
ahead, finish.
basically, yeah, when you're referring the list, right? So when you're referring, this is at first index, right? So I'm giving fruits 1. It is giving me banana, and this is the second index, right? Not the first index. First index, but zeroth indexing. Zero indexing will start with 0. So when I'm giving 0, it will giving me banana, right? It will give me banana. Okay. When I give 1, it will give me kiwi. So 0 1. But when I do from the other way, like from the last element, right, the last element in list is always treated as -1 index. So -1, and then this one becoming -1, -1 is -2. Then if there is something else, then -3. So -1, -2, -3, -4, like this. Do you understand my point? This is how NetApp, like not NetApp, this is how Python is designed. This is not something to do with me. So this one is treated as -1. Yeah, and this one is -2. Yes, Veras.
Yeah. So here, in the first line, first you mentioned fruits, right? So that fruits word will be like an what do we call it? As it
Variable. We call it as variable. It's a
variable?
variable. You
So
just type, you
when,
just click your
yeah.
cursor here, it will show you. It's a variable.
Okay. If it starts from the square brackets, then it's called a list, right? That.
Yes, it's a list, and then it's a this one, the first the bracket, right? Then it's become a tuple, and then this one is a dictionary. If you had key value pair dictionary, okay, and
Okay.
then if you want to, yeah, and then set.
Sir, this one in tuple, instead of number, can we put a string also? Is fine.
Yeah, yeah, you can mix it. You can mix it also. Mix it means, let's say you do TRT, right? It is fine.
Okay. And
Okay.
in list also, we can instead of banana and kiwi, we can put the number also
Yes,
in
yes, you
list.
can put it. It is also possible. Okay. See, 12. You can mix it. No problem.
Okay.
Okay.
Uh,
and
yeah.
and
Can
here
you?
in list you can have multiple, one item repeated multiple times, that is also possible, you can have it, but in set you cannot have. Okay, so let me show you. So it's like 3 comma, let's say 8. Okay, I'm just giving this. So this is a set. Okay, now if you give print, and let's say 3 8, and then you give another 8. Okay, same number I'm giving. Okay, and then print VOW, wow, okay, which is a set. join again. This is free teams which gets auto disconnected after 1 hour. Okay. So as I said, it gets auto disconnected after 1 hour because of the free teams limitation, but we can always rejoin. Okay. So that's why I ask people not to start the training before the time because we'll get auto disconnected. So let me show you. Yeah. Okay. So if I print this, right, let me just clear the screen. Okay, you can see here, right? Although I have given 388, it is only giving me 8 and 3. So it's not giving you the duplicate numbers. If you give the duplicate numbers, it will not take it. You understand, right? And it is also unordered. Unordered means it's a order 38, right, but it's giving me 83. It's unordered. But if you want to type, if you want to, let's say, if you want to print out that tuple, right? What is happening? You see, it is tuple is print out, right? But let's say I want to print out the list, right? Sorry, fruits. I want to print out the list. Okay, we go here. Okay, just execute the list. Okay, so you can see here, even though 12 has been repeated thrice, it is still being printed. But here it is not printed. You can see, right? Because in set you can use in our native automation when you want to eradicate, let's say we have some values, we don't want the values to be used, like some repeated values, right? You want to remove them, then you can use set type of variable data type. Okay, you can use this. Okay, and this tuple is basically read only, you will not be able to change. Okay, so you can, when you don't require a change, you can use the tuple type of variables, data type of variables. Okay,
Yeah.
but mostly we'll
After,
be using, yeah, yeah.
sorry, after rejoining, probably, is it recording again
Yeah, yeah, here. You can see the recording here.
by default? Okay.
Because I bought a software from Amazon, like
Ah,
using which, like, advanced drive recorder, so using which we can record it. Initially, like 2 years back, my videos are there, right? The recording is not good. If you see the LAN infra, like long, past videos, right? 2 years back, so you'll see the recording, like the voice quality is low because I was using some different software.
uh-huh. Okay, okay. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. So okay, so as you can see here, if you have multiple values with the same value, multiple values with the same value, right? You can print it out. You can see, right? If you print it out, what it will show is, it will show all the thing, right? But if you are using a set, then it will not show. And this is coming in order. Okay, you can see it is coming in order, but this one is set is not coming in order, right? 388. It is coming as 8 and 3. Okay. Yeah. Yes, Sion. Yeah, you can ask questions. Yes, Sion. You can ask questions. Okay. Okay. No problems. I think. Okay, so here what we did, we created basically a list of these fruits. Okay, a tuple of numbers and a dictionary of this fruits, I would say apple and this one fruits only. And then we created a list, not a list, it's a set of vowels. Okay, yeah, so this is what we did. Okay, need to mute people 1 second. Okay, so these are all Python data types. Okay, Python data types. Okay, so tomorrow class we'll do on Sunday because I'm traveling. back to my home. So tomorrow and Monday we'll do the class, okay? But I will try to keep the class on Friday, Saturday, Sunday only. But sometimes situations will be different. Okay.
Monday, can it be 9 p.m., please? Because I have
Yeah.
shift.
So
So
yeah. So Sheikh, do you have meeting at 9 p.m. on Monday? Sheikh?
No, 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 no.
No,
We
worries. So
can
then
connect.
we can do 9 Monday. Yeah, no problem. We can do it 9 o'clock.
okay,
Morning time is preferred for me, but the problem is in the morning, right? Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I have my NetApp batches. So tomorrow morning I'll have my NetApp batch. Okay. So and one more thing I wanted to tell you, that this is very easy. Okay. In the meantime, let's say we are having our 3 classes, right? You'll have 4 days gap, right? You can study from the playlist. Okay. Okay. So we'll do lot of things. Okay, so tomorrow we'll discuss about the type conversions, input output, how to take the raw input from the keyboard. Okay, we'll talk about the flow control, and we'll also talk about the data types in detail, because we only showed you the list, right? I didn't show how to use this list, how to slice it, how to append items to a list, how to pop it, how to remove it, how to delete the list. I didn't show you all these things, right? I'll show you all. I'll use different type of methods in the list. Okay. And Sahib, do you remember the method that I used to show what kind of the function that I used to show what kind of methods is available in a particular data type? I think something dir, right? Let me show. Okay, 1 second. Print underscore dir, or maybe dir of fruits. I forgot actually, but let's me check. Okay, it might not work. Yeah, this is one only. Okay, so I'm able to see what kind of methods are available in Python, which I can run on this list object. Okay, this is variable, this is object also. Okay, so you can see here I can copy the list, I can clear the list, I can append item to a list, I can extend the list, I can use the index, right, to do the indexing. I can insert an item to a disk, I can pop. When I use the pop method, it will delete the last item of the list and it will print on the screen. Okay, I can remove an item from the list, I can reverse the list, so it will reverse the sequence. So 12 12 12 queue and ban it will come. Okay, I can sort it as ascending or descending order. So all these things I can do. I don't have to remember what are the methods available. I can just use the dir. I can use the dir function in order to see what type of methods are available for a particular data type. Okay. Okay. And if you want to
This
really understand or learn Python in detail, which is not required, I'll tell you, you can learn from the Python programming website, but it is not really required. Okay, whatever I'm teaching you, that will be enough for the automations. Okay, because you
Okay,
have
then.
to remember one thing: you are not a developer, you are a storage administrator or a storage architect who is using automations in order to do in order to automate the task in your infrastructure. Okay, so today we had a in our company, I gave a presentation, not a presentation, I say I created a PPT and gave it to the some other person, so he's doing something, right, like the client, I already implemented some scripts, but I wanted to do like CI/CD, right, but the client is not agreeing with it. Client is telling that you do not have many tickets, so whatever zone, whatever script you have written on for the zoning and hanging zone deletions, I'll also teach you how to delete the inactive zones. Okay, so that is enough. He's telling that you don't have to integrate your scripts with the service now, you don't have to do automation, we do not require full automations. So that's our your client managers, they want to showcase some business case. Okay, so they will do it. Even I don't want CI/CD, because sometimes we cannot, it will be difficult to control it. That's the thing, it will be difficult. Okay, so I want some little bit of manual intervention. Okay, otherwise yeah. So anyway, so I just wanted to understand from you guys, so are you guys using any kind of tool in your project, like Ansible, Python, anything?
I'm using Python. Most of the script I can do it in Python CLI.
Okay, 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 okay. You're using Python, right?
Yes, yes,
Okay, so
Python.
so so what are you doing? Are you using that inbuilt classes or using that HTTPS endpoints? What are you doing? HTTPS
CLI.
endpoints, HTTPS
Only
URIs.
CLI, I'm using the commands and pulling the report. After that, you in Excel sheet, correct? Whatever I don't want, I can remove from the open open Excel is there. No? In the open Excel, I put the statement. I remove all the whatever I don't want. I remove it. And even I developed a tool in Python. Whatever the standard is, there, correct? Neta build. Okay, we can build it in 3 hours or 4 hours. But
Absolutely.
my requirement is the Ansible, so that I joined.
Oh, got it, got it. But what you did, right, it's really good. Okay, there was a person in TCS, like I'm talking about 10 years ago. Okay, so that person he built a tool which can communicate with Hitachi NetApp, and
Yes.
other storages, and it can do some performance analysis and do capacity report. Okay, because of him, TCS got 90,000 euro benefit, but that person only got like, I mean, maybe good rating and gems, TCS gems. So right now I think he moved to machine learning, okay, something like that. Okay, so
Okay.
that person he used to work as a storage admin only, but he did a lot of development.
So
So, but
C1,
that's
our
a good thing.
environment
Yeah.
also 100,
Hmm.
and plus NetApp cluster is there. In L check, okay, I know the full or something, the aggregate full or volume full. You cannot log in 100 clusters. My script, I
Hmm.
scheduled it in every 4 hour, 5 hour, we are getting the email in the Excel sheet. Whatever the volume is near to full, okay, we get the list. And whatever I node is full, okay, we get the list in all across the 100 clusters. We are getting it
Yeah.
according to that. Okay, the our team work accordingly.
The same thing you can do using Ansible and Jinja to templating.
Yes,
You can
yes.
use. Yeah,
That's
so
why I
the same thing
just
you can do. You can check my videos in the meantime. You can check my videos and just check the playlist. Okay. So
sure.
tomorrow anyway. So yeah, yeah, yeah. Any
And
questions?
even
Understand?
we have the configuration, correct? Many
Hello.
configuration in the NetApp, each and every configuration, correct?
Hello.
We don't have the information, so that we have pull the information. We have the ND. Anytime we can resolve the issue. Suppose any
Yeah, yeah.
shares is there, how many shares we don't have, how many shares are there in the NetApp? 100 clusters. We can pull all the share details and all. Whenever the user come, okay, this is a share number, I don't have access. In just control F, okay, we can get it, okay, which the cluster, the share is belong to which cluster and all. Okay, we can check. That is the useful document I created here in NetApp. But in any more thing, okay, I wanted to, I'm looking forward.
I understand. Understand. Yeah. So, Sheikh, you have any questions, Sheikh? I think you had raised your hand,
Uh,
right?
right, right. Just want to know, like, you run I mean, this kind of a run book, or how is it actually?
Runbook.
Where did you run these things?
Okay, it's on Visual Studio. Okay, Visual Studio.
Okay, Visual Studio. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You just download this. You just download the Python and the Visual Studio, and then
Hmm.
you can use a repository where you can save the code. Okay, and you can save your code.
Okay.
You can use a repository folder where you can save your code, and you can just keep on doing all these things. Okay,
Okay.
and so today what we did, we didn't talk about much. We talked about only variables data types. We didn't talk about in length. Okay, we'll talk about that. Okay, so tomorrow we'll talk about. Okay, so our Python class will take like almost
Hello.
8 classes. It will take. Okay, 8 classes will
Okay.
take. Okay, then we'll start the native automation with Python. Okay.
Okay. So Dayal, where do we get this the old video link?
Yeah, yeah, I'll help you. Yeah. So let me stop this session here, and then you can share your screen. Okay, let me stop it once again.